Hi, I'm Rusty Wilson, and I'm here to teach you how to play guitar. And you're probably wondering just how hard this is really going to be. Okay, here's the truth. Learning to play the guitar probably won't be the easiest thing you ever do, but it may be one of the simplest. What I mean is this. There's nothing complicated about learning to play the guitar. There's nothing to figure out or puzzle over. It doesn't have to be like learning algebra. In fact, you only need two things in order to learn. You need a guitar, and you need the willingness to practice a lot. Now, the practice is critical because you're going to be asking your hands and fingers to move in ways they've never moved before, and you're not born with that kind of coordination. You have to develop it, and you can only develop it through practice. But here's the guarantee. If you practice, you will learn. There's no magic to it. It really is just that simple. If you practice, you will learn. On the other hand, if you don't practice, you won't learn, no matter how many times you watch this video. So it's really pretty much up to you how fast you learn and how good you get based on how much you practice. And by the way, practice doesn't have to be a dirty word. Don't worry, you're allowed to have fun practicing, and we will. Now, you can move at your own pace. That's the beauty of a videotape. You can rewind this sucker as many times as you want and go over any part as many times as you need to. There won't be anybody looking over your shoulder or breathing down your neck making you feel guilty or stupid. The bad news is there won't be anybody looking over your shoulder or breathing down your neck making you feel guilty or stupid. So if you need that kind of supervision to learn, you'd better arrange for somebody to give it to you. Either way, all the information you need is right here. And speaking of information, here's what we'll cover on this tape. First, we'll tell you enough about the instrument so you can go into a music store and talk to a salesperson or another guitar player without feeling like an idiot. We'll show you how to tune a guitar and change the strings. We'll teach you how to play the basic chords so you can play a lot of songs. We'll teach you some songs to help you practice the chords you've learned. And finally, we'll give you enough confidence to be able to go out and learn more chords and songs on your own. And that's the plan. No music theory, no learning to read music, no playing scales. We're just here to learn something about the guitar, the basics of how to play it, and have some fun while we're at it. Then, if you want to get more serious about it after that, that'll be up to you. Let's start by talking about the different kinds of guitars. There are acoustic guitars and electric guitars. Now, if you play an electric guitar, you also have to have an amplifier and a cord. The strings on electric guitars are usually thinner and closer to the fretboard, and so they're easier to play than acoustic guitars. The other advantages of an electric are that you have a lot more control over the volume and tone or sound of the guitar. Under acoustic guitars, you've got steel string guitars and nylon string classical guitars. Now, the classical guitar usually has a wider neck, and the nylon strings are easier to push down, but it has that soft sound that won't work for every kind of music. Most people like the sound of the steel strings better. And in case you're not confused enough yet, there are also acoustic electric guitars. Most of them are basically acoustic guitars with pickups or little microphones in them that let you plug them into an amplifier. And finally, there are 12-string guitars too. They come in electric and acoustic electric. By the way, it isn't any harder to play a 12-string than a regular